Hey everybody, a very warm welcome to the show. I'm Rebecca McLaughlin-Easton, and this week we're taking a look at the evolution in education that's taken place right around the world. Regionally, we'll find out what the future holds for soon-to-be graduates as they look to enter a job market, which is drastically different to how it was a few months ago. And we'll find out how universities are moving with the times.
Technology is continuously changing, so it's not one fixed target, it's a moving target all the time.
But first, Salima Saeed studies how the pandemic closed one chapter for conventional education and opened another for e-learning. At least that's according to some esteemed young experts he spoke to.
I miss my friends and teacher because my teacher learned me so much about school.
I can rely on myself and I can do stuff in my own.
I'm not very happy with virtual learning because I find social interaction in the classroom very important.
In circle time, we sit down crisscross applesauce and we read storybooks.
Eager to learn, these students are among many worldwide who have been homeschooled during the pandemic. According to the World Bank, more than 103 million students in the Middle East and North Africa have been unable to attend school since the COVID-19 pandemic began. The report states that earlier pandemic outbreaks, such as the Ebola crisis, showed that school closures can lead to learning losses, in the long term, potentially diminishing human capital and employment opportunities for young students. Jordan's Ministry of Education developed an online portal and 2 dedicated TV channels offering online lectures in core curriculum subject areas. In the country's Zaatari refugee camp, students quickly adapted.
Nothing changed, except now we're taking lessons from a teacher online on television.
While many schools in countries such as Iraq and Libya have had to end the school year early due to a lack of technological infrastructure for distance learning, that's not the case for many Gulf countries, like in Kuwait, where 11-year-old Fatma has been empowered by e-learning.
My bullies, they can't really bother me. If we're on Zoom, the teacher will hear them. Or if they try to email me stuff that would annoy me, I have all the power in the world to just block their messages.
But distance learning is not clicking with everyone. 9-year-old Ramzi in Saudi Arabia says his eyes are strained from looking at screens all day.
I really miss being able to play with all my friends, playing Foursquare and different recess games. But at home, you're just all lonely. I just have my Lego set.
Learning how to engage with others is an important lesson, says Ramzi's mother, a former teacher who believes isolation has long-term consequences.
It's not a great idea to do virtual learning for my kids, especially because kids need to engage with other kids. They need to be able to problem solve on real-time issues.
In the UAE, what future learning environments will look like is still a topic of discussion amongst officials, with ideas of creating a hybrid, virtual and physical classroom system. UAE-based iAcademy Middle East was founded about 13 years ago and is one of the few accredited majority online schools in the region. It caters to more than 600 students yearly, and since COVID-19, the school has seen a rush of parental interest.
And intellectuals.
Mira joined iAcademy last year, turning her back on in-school bullying. The flexible modules and coursework with teacher supervision allows for great independence and life skill building, she says.
Online learning makes you you have to be confident, you have to work on your own, you have to make yourself learn.
Mira's mother, a former teacher with an IT background, says with virtual learning, her children are becoming better prepared for the real world.
I think my kids, they are not doing education as if they are going to their own jobs. They are writing their own emails, they are doing their own plans.
And so, while parents and students may continue to debate the pros and cons of virtual schooling, for the time being, distance learning remains the safest option for most. And if children are indeed the future, the time to figure out what works best is virtually now.
The impact of the global pandemic and lockdown has not only been felt at primary and secondary levels of education, it's also shaking things up at some universities in the Middle East. Inspire Middle East takes a closer look at what COVID-19 is teaching academic institutions about maximising their potential.
There's every possibility that the UAE's e-learning programme, which has been in place since March, may continue in some form with the resumption of the academic year in August. Likely affected will be those like the UAE's largest applied higher education institution, the Higher Colleges of Technology, which was founded in 1988. Around 23,000 students attend its bases across the Emirates, from Abu Dhabi to Fujairah. And last year, the organisation launched HCT 4.0, a strategic plan to help students fulfil their career ambitions post-college. HCT's president and CEO told me more about the objective and how the colleges were continuing to operate during the pandemic.
Dr. Abdul-Latif, as technology continues to disrupt education positively or otherwise at this time, how is your institution adapting to the new norm?
As we all aware, the Z generation are more passionate, are more tech savvy. So the use of technology has already been ongoing for a long time within our education system. That's what made the transformation with the COVID-19 and the lockdown is easier and smooth. We have the e-teacher certification in the collaboration with the Blackboard International to award our faculty, and we've been investing in this for the past 2 years.
Given that technology is racing ahead far quicker than education right now, what challenges does that present your business with?
Absolutely, yes. Technology is continuously changing, so it's not one fixed target, it's a moving target all the time. And our faculty need to be engaged every 6 months with the new trends of technology. But what this COVID-19 provided us with a golden opportunity as educators to accelerate what we've been advocating for, in a sense that we are using more of the kind of simulations, more of animation, different apps as part of the pedagogy of delivery of instructions. And that's what makes learning more and more exciting for our students.
As you prepare students for a very new world, not just a new job world, but a new social, economic and political landscape around the world in many cases, how are you preparing them? What's the best advice you could give them right now?
Well, a year ago, we started with a new concept. We call it the Persona 4.0, the kind of graduates we are aiming for. And what we mean with the Persona 4.0, it consists of 3 things: digital persona, professional persona, and entrepreneurial persona. Now, the entrepreneurial is the kind of jobs we are seeking for the post-COVID-19. The entrepreneurial skills to establish small and medium companies, to bring our students to the right skills and competencies to be able to run their own companies. And the more we do this, we are kind of creating wealth within our economy of UAE, and it will make it, I think, more effective. This is what we need our students to be more prepared for.
International academic institutions with a footprint in the Middle East region include Sorbonne University, Abu Dhabi, the namesake of the world-renowned seat of learning in Paris. Established in 2006, thousands of students of more than 19 nationalities have enrolled for the university's degrees in arts, humanities and science. And whilst its Vice-Chancellor, Silvia Serrano, says that the organisation has had to adapt to the COVID-19 crisis, she doesn't see it radically overhauling the university's curriculum or campus anytime soon. The pandemic has offered up important lessons, she says, for organisations willing to listen.
I think that what is clear from this experiment is, first of all, that those who think that we will be able to move entirely to online classes will probably be very disappointed. Face-to-face classes, face-to-face courses, personal relation to the professor is absolutely mandatory, and we cannot succeed in providing good education without this personal contact.
Why is the personal interaction so important? Why is face-to-face critical? And what happens if there's a second wave and we are forced to do more online teaching?
Using digital tools is here to stay. But the problem is that the process of teaching and the process of learning is a very comprehensive and complex process that involves not only bringing knowledge and delivering knowledge or receiving knowledge, but there is something also about motivation. It's also something about getting the attention of the attentions of the students, getting that interest in what you are talking about, And this is something that goes through not only through delivering discourses, let's say, but emotion, how you share emotion with the students online, for example. It's a huge challenge.
If we take the broad view of what's being dubbed a new era in education in so many countries, what do you believe will be the lasting legacy of this educational experiment, if we can call it that? What will be permanent changes left behind as a result of the pandemic?
PhD students, sometimes master students, used to take a plane to go to the other side of the world in order to attend the conference. And now the conferences are online, and it works well at this level. On the other hand, high school students who consider enrolling in university right now, probably even those who considered enrolling in university abroad, probably that would be they would now consider more to study in the local university.
And thanks to technology, the local educational scene in the United Arab Emirates is now more global in its online reach and expertise than ever before.
Well, that wraps up our show for this week. We very much hope you enjoyed it, and do be sure to follow us on social media. Speaking of which, here are some inspiring Instagram posts that we believe should be top of the class this week. I'll see you next time.
Lebanese graduate Jad celebrated a drive-through graduation with his peers and family. And English Sam's perfect sums earned him a brand new pair of cricketing gloves.